Peace. Peace to my divine infinite consciousness. Yes, yes, yes. Now we got some things to touch up on, you know what I'm saying, right here in the conscious community. Uh, a lot of things I know everybody's been seeing, the arguments between, certain individuals and how it's playing out and how you can see a lot of the smear campaigning is going on, you know what I'm saying? You're seeing a lot of narcissistic traits being thrown around. Maybe not full blown narcissism, but just the traits at least. You know what I mean? The gaslighting and the projections. All those things. But now we're going to touch on another part of the cluster B personality disorders, and that is the borderline personality disorder, better known as BPD. Now, you're probably like, what the hell is borderline personality disorder? That's short for borderline psychopath. I'm keeping a little cool attitude with it, but it's definitely very, very serious. You know what I mean? Right now, we're just going to discuss on how you can get it, what are the symptoms, and how you can eradicate it. People with BPD, to want to know what they need, you know what I'm saying, and the attention, they need attention, you know what I'm saying, and love. So when you're dealing with borderline personality disorder, it's dealing with a person who has severe abandonment issues, super severe, whereas they have the idolize, devalue, and discard uh, mechanism that goes on with the narcissism, because they are narcissistic as well, the borderline personality disorder individuals. However, they care a little more, but they don't like you to get too close to them. They can just enough. Because if you get too close, then that's when the fight or flight response comes on and comes into play. So one thing you kind of want to know about a borderline person is these are very, very sexual people. Not saying that you have sex appeal, you know what I'm saying, but just as sexual people, like they express their love through sex, like right away. You know what I mean? One night stands. When they're feeling like a little down and depressed and deep, and they need to feel like some kind of life. You know what I mean? They most likely carry out reckless behaviors like compulsive gambling, drinking, mind-altering chemicals. These are the people who use those things to kind of escape their reality of shame or whatnot in themselves, and to kind of make themselves feel like somebody. And also, if they don't do none of those, definitely they'll do the one-night stands and the multiple sexual partners. And then and that's the sad case about that. You know what I mean? Because that further alone messes up their syndrome or their disorder, because they're mixing up their energies and auras with different people. And so that right there alone, you know what I'm saying, just digs them deeper and deeper into, that depression state. And so with that, a lot of those individuals, they get, they get confused with bipolarisms. So with bipolar, it's, they go through a phase where they have, manic depression, and then they're like super energetic, you know what I mean? So those are like periods. But whereas with a borderline personality disorder individuals, they fluctuate up and down through the whole day. You know what I mean? They can be very, 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 very low and be sad and depressed. And they can be very, 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 very happy and just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? So they're always on 80 in either direction. You know what I'm saying? So, so they're very emotional. That's the difference. They're super emotional, and they really want to better themselves. Whereas with the narcissist, they don't really give a damn. They can't even see no wrong that they do. So it's a difference with a narcissist and a borderline personality. You know what I'm saying? Narcissists, they have a way where they have a even if they're covert or they're just grandiose, like, person who's like, yo, this is me, this is what I am, da 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 da. You can kind of tell that kind of individual is like a person who, if they do drugs, they're like very clean with it. You know what I'm saying? Very sharp. Those type of drug addicts are very smooth with it. versus like a borderline personality one. They're a little bit more like, they're out there. They just do it all. You know what I'm saying? It's to feel something. And so with that, you got like four main categories, dealing with that. And a lot of people who have these, it can be male or female. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them is female. But now it's starting to turn a little bit more male now. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch out. So but the different categories is you have the witch, the queen, the wife or waif, and also the hermit. Okay, the witch category is dealing with ones they're more narcissistic. You know what I mean? The way they raise their children is like very harsh. You know what I mean? Hard on them, like, yo, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's gonna be, and they don't like when other people try to care for their children more than them. You know what I'm saying? And then in relationships status, they'll do whatever it takes to hurt you once they find out your weakness. They're a little bit more narcissistic. You have the queen one. The queen is one who's like, yo, it's my way or the highway, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they're the king of all, or the queen of all I survey, and especially of the family and the house too. You know what I mean? So that's dealing with that one. They all have the same type of feelings. It's just how they deal with them. You have the waif. The waif is more, or the waif. They're more like they all have entitlement issues, but they're more like they feel more helpless. You sense more helplessness with them, so you kind of want to help them out, like be the knight in shining armor to them, because they'll seem pretty helpless. And it's like, oh, I can't get that. Could you get that for me? And you're like, and if they sense that in you, that you got that shining knight type shit, yeah, I get that for you. Where you at, baby? That one right there? We grab that for you. You know what I'm saying? So you be doing that, you know what I'm saying, and they be all right. So then you got the hermit. The hermit is the one that just sits inside all day. You know what I mean? They don't go nowhere because they're kind of afraid of their surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Or who they could let into their self. So they got their own little area where they just like, yo, this is where I'm at. This is what I do. And you know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody. They feel safe in their own safe haven. But just to add on, those who's dealing with this, most likely their how they obtained it is, most likely is being exposed to sex early in their life. Also experimenting with their cousins a little longer than what they're supposed to be doing. And that right there, that triggers a certain fight or flight response in the brain. It's a chemical reaction to where you get older, you don't know the right and exact way of relationships. Sometimes they can get touched on too, by older individuals, which is an unfortunate situation. At the same time, the spirit is still the same age, so you kind of know better. You know what I'm saying? So while you're getting touched on, but if it's a person who really try to take advantage of your innocence, then you will be forgiven for that. You know what I mean? And switch up. All you have to do is just acknowledge that you have a certain issue where you can't sit by yourself for long, and strive to better. Grow your locks out if you can, and start changing your eating habits. You know what I mean? And so your internal inside won't be as extra turmoil as it is. I'm dealing with these individuals. I have sympathy for them because they actually do love and care for their supply source. You know what I'm saying? They actually love it. You know what I mean? And they just don't know the right and exact way to keep it embraced, to keep it, you know what I'm saying, without forcing it away. So anyways, most of the time you find these individuals, they will most likely cheat if they feel like they're about to get abandoned. If they feel like you're about to leave them, they will replace your ass with another supply source. You know what I'm saying? And they'll idolize and devalue and discard them just the same way they did you. If if they did you first, you know what I'm saying? But if you leave them first, they're the type that'll call you all the time and show up at your job and show where you at, you know what I'm saying? And ask, a lot of these little questions, and try to get that energy. But I was gonna finish this off real quick. They're the same as narcissists, you know what I'm saying? It's just a flip side. One's more feeling and the other is more mental, you know what I mean? So I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying, a lot of us probably been in relationships with these people and don't know it, but hey, Excuse me, I gotta eat a little bit of my food, man, because I just got back from the gym. And I was like, yo, hold up, B. But, yeah, so a lot of these individuals, you know, they don't really mean bad. They don't really mean bad. Well, you know, it's a sad situation sometimes, but this is what's plaguing us in the community. You want to know, and we're not dealing with we're not talking about the histrionic yet, because all these personality disorders can go together. So, for those of you who don't know what the hell I'm eating, chard, kale, or baby chard, kale, and spinach. So you locked over everything. Fight or flight response. I know I said that before. That's you know, when you ask them questions and stuff like that, they know how to project, gaslight. You know how to do all these things. You know what I mean? Which is like sometimes project your insecurities onto you, and you'll be like, damn, maybe it is me. Then when you feel like that, you mess around and don't know that you've been narcissistically abused as well. So it's the same thing that goes with the government. Same thing. Same type of relationship. Toxic. So until you heal yourself, you can't expect nobody else to come and heal you. And this is what it's about. So get off them land animals, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit messes with your dreams, and your dreams is really where you wake up at. So when you wake up, you better, you know, you better wake up. You think you're going to sleep, but you're really waking up. So, and they know how to mess with your world when you wake up on that side. So watch what you watch before you doze off at night. You know what I'm saying? Meditate at night before you go and talk to your higher self. You know, so don't play. This is serious, you know. This is real serious. Don't listen to nobody telling you don't work out and no shit like that. Just because they don't do it. Oh well. You're going to listen to your own heart. Because they ain't going to lie to you. And then you know. So with that being said, I'm going to say peace. And, yo, keep your ducker sucker repelling on. Watch out for these old funny fake fools. And try to draw you in. Get you as a supply source, because before you know it, you'll be a codependent on that, and you don't need to be that way, because they're the real codependent ones, and if they ain't healed themselves yet, then that's going to be on them. You know, they have their own experience. Other than that, shit is kind of entertaining though. But it's sad. I love y'all. Subscribe. Hit the little bell, you know what I'm saying, so you know I'm about to get it in. You know, just like that. I love y'all. Peace to the family.